As you saw at the top of the show, this is a frustrating and concerning time for maritimers in or hoping to get to Cuba. Airlines are canceling routes to the island as the government warns airports are nearly out of jet fuel. The U.S. has blocked fuel from being exported from Venezuela. John Gradek is aviation analyst. He's at McGill University. He joins us from Montreal. It's always good to see you, John.
My pleasure, Todd.
Of course, this is difficult on those people who are traveling back and forth, but we're going to concentrate a bit on the airline industry. Air Canada, Sunwing, ending flights to Cuba, a major winter destination. How significant is this for each of those airlines? We expect others will probably follow suit.
Yeah, others have already followed suit. Transat has canceled as well.
They have now. Okay.
Transat, so everybody's out. All the Canadian carriers are basically out of transporting passengers from Canada to Cuba. The effort that they're doing now is to repatriate the Canadians that are there. There are a little over 7,000 Canadians currently in Cuba, which they're looking to repatriate over the next 72 hours. So the carriers are, in fact, flying empty airplanes, empty of passengers and cargo and bags, down to Cuba. They're filling those airplanes up with as much gas as they can carry, so that when they get to Cuba, load the passengers and bags on the airplane can come back to Canada without having any refueling issues. So it's really a repatriation effort now being done by the Canadian carriers.
So that's the upside, that they can get down and back on one fill-up of fuel. But what is this doing to, you know, the economics of those airlines? We saw that Air Canada took a bit of a tumble on the stocks yesterday.
Yeah, Cuba's a big deal. Cuba's a big deal for these carriers. Air Canada flies 16 flights a week to Cuba. Sunwing is probably a little higher than that because they fly out of the Maritimes quite a bit to Cuba, as well as in Northern Ontario, as Toronto, Montreal, and Ottawa as well, and Transat. So, you know, between the three carriers, there's probably about 60 to 70 flights a week that operate between Canada and Cuba, and that's a lot of money. It's the largest Canadian destination in the Caribbean, bar none. So to cut the market away from Canadians in the peak of the winter season, and we're not even into spring break yet, is significant, and it'll be a major financial hit to the carrier.
Yeah, and what a winter it's been for most of Canada. People, if there's ever a winter to get away, this has been the one the last few years. But you can't replace that. Hey, there's at this point an airline, they're pretty good at pivoting. We know that, given everything that's going on with flights routes into the U.S. But a little late for that now, I guess.
Yeah, you know, what are you going to do with these airplanes now that you're not flying to Cuba? And there's not much of an option you have left. You fly a couple of flights from Halifax to Montreal or Halifax to St. John's, but you know there's not a lot of high demand traffic rates that are now waiting, or underserved markets in Canada or the U.S. that we can redeploy these airplanes. I'm not flying to Cuba, redeploy them someplace else, and there's very little opportunity. So I think the airlines are looking to have, you know, parked airplanes, parked crews, flight attendants, pilots that are not going to be flying for the next couple of months.
Obviously, this is a big problem for the Canadian carriers, but it would stand to reason everyone else in the world who flies into Cuba is facing this as well.
Yeah, you know, and you know, my biggest angst I have is for the Cubans. You know, we are the largest. You know, 750,000 Canadians a year go to Cuba. We are the mainstay of the Cuban economy. Cubans, you know, are looking to the tourism market to be the main generator of cash and income for the island. Now that Canadians have left the island, there are tens of thousands of Cubans out of work.
Yeah.
And you know, there's all kinds of shortages throughout Cuba that this income that they would have been able to support those families. So I'm quite concerned about, you know, the state of the Cuban economy and the state of Cubans in general as a result of this.
Only got a couple seconds left. The airlines are promising everybody who's down there needs to be brought home will make it home.
Yes, sir. That's going to happen, for sure.
Okay. John, always good to see you. Thank you very much for your insight on this. We appreciate it. We will talk to you soon, no doubt.
All right, Todd. Nice talking to you. Take care. Have a good day.
Thanks. You too. We'll take a break. We'll be right back.